Baby girl, you know I'm home alone. Round my chrome. Spot her up, I put one in his dome. You sound sexy, you sound sexy, you sound sexy, you sound sexy over this phone. You sound sexy, you sound sexy, you sound sexy, you sound sexy over this phone. I want you next to me. I want you next to me. Say she like half a long job, but ride around with this money cause I keep it on me. Ride around with it on me. Throwing up GD. Bitch, I'm a gangster. Ay, all my life I never been a waster. Baby girl, you know I'm home alone. Round my chrome. Spot her up, I put one in his dome. You sound sexy, you sound sexy, you sound sexy, you sound sexy over this phone. You sound sexy, you sound sexy, you sound sexy, you sound sexy over this phone.
What's up, though? He finally called my phone. Oh, hell no, I just took my son, my baby mama crib. I'm waiting on you now. Then I just ordered pizza and shit. I know your goof ass hungry. Alright, back up. Make sure you shut it too, cause I'm trying to go down, you hear me? Real stupid, goofy ass.
I got a bankroll, and I feel like stunning on niggas today.
What's that
I
word?
got a bankroll, and I feel like stunning on niggas today. I got a bankroll, and I feel like stunning on niggas today. I got a bankroll, and I feel like stunning on niggas today. See, normally I like to face blunts, but today is the date lunch. We can hit the lakefront when blowing through your lace front. You know I'm a businessman, I get them high in the cellophane. I spin a band just to see your pretty skin get a tan. She say you be flexing, flashing and bribing. She staring at my chain, she amazed how it glare. Cause all she could remember Lil Chris with nappy hair. Now I'm bossed up getting money, she like nigga I swear. So in life it give you options and you better play it cool. You don't never wanna fuck up in front your move. I play it smooth, step to her, this is what I say. With a big smile on my face. I got a bankroll, and I feel like stunting on niggas today. I got a bankroll, and I feel like stunting on niggas today. I got a bankroll, and I feel like stunting on niggas today. I got a bankroll, and I feel like stunting on niggas today. 100s, 50s, 20s, and 10s. We don't really care long as that money come in. 100s, 50s, 20s, and 10s. We don't really care long as that money come in. Money come in.
What's the word? What's the word?
that I'm paranoid. Cause I keep looking over my shoulder. As I grew up, the work gotten colder. Only shooting us with our hands up our shoulders. Say that I'm paranoid. Hearing stories, niggas tryna off me. I never let them get close, just to cross me. 240s on the side, just to off them. Say that I'm paranoid. Wanna know why I'm paranoid. They say that I'm paranoid. Wanna know why I'm paranoid. They say that I'm paranoid. Cause I keep looking over my shoulder. As I grew up, the work getting colder. Police shooting us with our hands up our shoulders. Say that I'm paranoid. We don't play, we keep hella toys. And I'm coming straight from the right. Where them switches make hella noise. I can't let them snake me. I move with a bird's eye. Hollows a pistol with body and niggas ass always gon' steam it like baked pie. You know I peep all the fake vibes. Yeah, can't come around if you ain't my size. Can't show no love if you ain't my guys. Get the blowing as soon as we lock eyes. Ain't tryna get the odds on. You know that shit's fried. Bitch, I've been told, little nigga blowing shit down since way back in '05. This shit is preposterous. Pockets be fat for bottomers. None of these niggas is stopping shit. Slap to your pocket, we drop it with. Don't give a fuck who started. Me and my demons. We lurking all day and night trying to go catch a kill. They say that I'm paranoid, bitch, I've been paranoid ever since they ran up in my crib. They say that I'm paranoid. Cause I keep looking over my shoulder. As I grew up, the work gotten colder. Police shooting us with our hands up our shoulders. Say that I'm paranoid. Hearing stories, niggas tryna off me. I never let them get close, just to cross me. Got 240s on the side, just to off. They say that I'm paranoid. Wanna know why I'm paranoid. They say that I'm paranoid. Wanna know why I'm paranoid. They say that I'm paranoid. Cause I keep looking over my shoulder. As I grew up, the work gotten colder. Police shooting us with our hands up our shoulders. Say that I'm paranoid. The world just keep getting colder. My heart just keep getting colder. Ain't shit changed since I got older. Only thing changed is I got richer. My guns, they all got big. Wanna know why I'm paranoid. Homie switch up, they might try to snake you. Fuck these bitches, man, they all fake too. Got a Glock, but I love what they drip do. Don't tweet, cause you know we'll face you. He caught one to the head, watch his brains ooze. Also, how I'm feeling with the slave driver. She say, this a no car to the autopilot light. Wanna know why I'm paranoid. I just be taking these drugs and send them all the pain. You know I feel standing alone in that rain. Niggas be tweaking like this shit again. Till you land there with your face in the rain. Niggas back though for a moment of fame. That's why I move caution and stay in my lane. But I feel alone trying to bury my pain. They say that I'm paranoid. Cause I keep looking over my shoulder. As I grew up, the work gotten colder. Police shooting us with our hands up our shoulders. Say that I'm paranoid. Hearing stories, niggas tryna off me. I never let them get close just to cross me. Got 240s on the side just to off. They say that I'm paranoid. Wanna know why I'm paranoid. They say that I'm paranoid. Wanna know why I'm paranoid. They say that I'm paranoid. Cause I keep looking over my shoulder. As I grew up, the work gotten colder. Police shooting us with our hands up our shoulders. Say that I'm paranoid. They say that I'm paranoid. They say that I'm paranoid.
Shout out to EBK Auto with Paranoid. Shaky Shine was so sexy. And of course, myself was stunned. What's the word? What's the word? Shout out to everybody in the building, man. We here. We here. And we live, baby. We here and we live. That light look a little dim, man. Why that light look so dim like that? I don't like it like that. Like that. All right, for sure. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Everybody in the building, man. And we got some fucked up news. Damn. Some fucked up news with this Durk shit, y'all. Let me try to move this one, man. With this Durk shit, man, they got him, man. It look like they got him, man. He coming home, man. That nigga gonna come home, man. Watch what I tell you. If you don't believe me, nigga, just watch. All this shit gonna get broke down, man. All this shit gonna get broke down. Just watch what I tell you. Now, I ain't saying that he ain't going to jail. That ain't what the fuck I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying, that he not going to jail. A couple of them cases might stick. Durk might go do a 10-piece. Probably more than that. I don't think he gonna get hit with none of them murders, man. You just gotta believe. Am I talking crazy? I'm talking crazy, huh? They like, Hood, you talking crazy to them motherfucker, man. That nigga cooked. That nigga cooked. It's 7 of y'all, it's 11 of y'all, 13 of y'all in here. How many of y'all think he cooked? And if you was in that situation, wouldn't you want somebody to have hope for you? Wouldn't you want somebody to have hope for you? Believe in you? You don't want no motherfucker just to count you out. Like, oh man. No. And that's what's crazy. Cause you motherfuckers don't give a fuck. Y'all X a motherfucker out so quick. This is all allegedly until it is proven in the court of law. Hold on, y'all. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. For sure. Hey. I ain't gotta say nothing.
was and is still offering money for people to kill those responsible for his brother's murder, and more specifically offering to pay money for any gangster disciple that is killed. Shooter A fled eastbound away from YPC. As he did so, the ring footage captured Shooter A yelling something to the effect of, "Marley, yo, come on Marley, you killed someone," and you're screaming names out loud to your friend. He uses the nickname JB Marley, which is the same name Shooter A yelled out minutes after the murder of Mac, as depicted on the ring camera footage. I can't believe how stupid some people are that murder people. Hamilton Montgomery, did Durk gave you that money?
Y'all hear that, man? That nigga said, goddamn it, the shooters was yelling out they names, nigga. They said the shooters was naming out they names, man. Calling out their names while they doing a hit. It get caught on the ring camera. Nowadays, all these ring cameras is out here. And the police, if y'all don't know, when y'all get them ring cameras from the company that y'all got, they got a contract with the police departments and police agencies and shit. You know what they could do? They can get access to that footage. If y'all don't believe me, y'all can Google that shit. So that's how dude and them get bumped, G. That's how dude and them get bumped.
They named Durk after killing someone 2 weeks prior. Lil Durk has now been linked to another murder for hire. This is about the murder of Stefan Mack from January of 2022. The feds are saying this was in response of Lil Durk's brother being killed. So just like they're alleging he slid for King Von, they're saying he slid for his brother as well. This ain't looking good, boys. I'm gonna read it all. It's a lot. Hit subscribe. Here we go, boys. First thing we got here is one of Durk's...
I think y'all need to see this shit. Let me get the rest of my clip. We also gonna slide on LB page, cause she be having all the motherfucking tea. All the motherfucking tea. That's what it's called. That's what this right here. This right here. And I gotta put this right here. Yeah. Let's see how we can do that. Got the laptop and the tablet. So I got 2 separate videos I'm gonna show y'all. I got the shit set up.
Co-defendants Kayvon London grants protective order request. I'm pretty sure people are already just saying this guy's snitching.
What's the word?
I don't know if it's true though. The government represents that based on its understanding of the discovery in this case, a protective order is necessary in this case. Based on the allegations in the first superseding indictment and the government's understanding of discovery in this case, the government alleges that there are significant safety concerns regarding disclosure of names and personal identifying information of victims, witnesses, and defendants themselves in this matter. Protect the privacy of the owners of the digital devices, including witnesses. Or digital data should not be provided to defendants other than for review and the presence of a member of the defense team. Audio/video recordings, written summaries of statements, and transcripts of statements made by witnesses to and victims of violent events, including murder. Such documents and recordings often contain personal identifying information of protected witnesses, and the unrestricted release of such items would endanger the safety of those individuals. So it sounds like they're trying to hide the identity of statements. Right? That's basically what this is. Audio/video recordings, written summaries of statements, and transcripts of any statements made by defendants to law enforcement. This is not looking good. This guy might be snitching. I don't know, though. Such documents or recording will reveal if any defendants have spoken to law enforcement at any time and will endanger those defendants' safety. So filing this in general endangers safety, in my opinion, right? Surveillance video of the violent events to protect the legitimate privacy interests of the victims and prevent the use of such items for intimidation purposes. These should not be provided to defense other than for review in the presence of a member of the defense team. Federal Rule of Criminal Procedure 16D1 provides that at any time the court may, for good cause, deny, restrict, or defer discovery or inspection, or grant other appropriate relief is appropriate where there is a reason to believe that a witness would be subject to physical or economic harm if his identity is revealed. The purpose of the protective order is to allow the government to comply with its discovery obligations while protecting the sensitive information from unauthorized dissemination and provide the defense with sufficient information to adequately represent defendant. Here's the court's response to protective order regarding discovery containing personal identifying information, medical information, Privacy Act information, and protected witness materials. The court is writing consider the government's motion. So why else would the United States Attorney be filing this for you if you weren't snitching, trying to hide statements and shit? Clearly, bro might be snitching, right? A protective order.
No, man. Listen, man. They all got to sign. They all had to sign that shit. Well, they all did sign that shit. Dude, that's one mistake right there. I want to count the mistakes. That's one right there. But he talking some shit. But that was just goddamn it one mistake I caught in the first 3 minutes.
For the discoveries necessary so that the government can produce to the defense materials regarding protected witnesses and or whose safety may be endangered by disclosure of identifying information. They're snitches, boys. I mean, we've known they're snitches, but this is just not good. Protective order for discovery is also necessary so the government can produce to defense materials containing third parties, PII, and medical information. An order is also necessary because the government intends to produce to defense materials that may contain information within the scope of Privacy Act. Protected witness materials includes any information related to any protected witness's prior history of assistance with law enforcement, prior criminal history, statements, or any other information that could be used to identify a protected witness, such as name, image, address, date of birth. Defense may only review other confidential information only in the presence of a member of a defense team who shall ensure that defense are never left alone with such materials. Defense must return such materials to the defense team at the end of the meeting. Defense may not take any such materials out of the room. They can still remember everything they read and then tell people.
Oh, so they can look at their discoveries and all that shit, y'all. But they can't take their discoveries back to the cell. You know, the average person, this a different type of case of some shit, y'all. This a different type of case of some shit because the average person, you get a copy of your discovery. You supposed to be able to get a copy of your discovery. But by Durk having all that money and shit, they saying that they don't want nobody to get a discovery so that they can put it out there who the fuck the snitches is, because that's it with the paperwork. Basically, that's what the fuck they saying, man. It's stopping them from putting the snitches out that's with the paperwork. They still can get on the phone and talk and say shit or have a motherfucker come up there and visit and they say shit. They still could do it like that, but they'll get charged and all that shit. I'm quite sure the feds is on that shit. So just pay attention, man. I'm breaking it down.
Here's Durk's memorandum in support of his request for pretrial release. Mr. Banks, a devoted husband, father, and son, as well as an internationally renowned musician and recording artist, should be granted pretrial release on reasonable conditions, but including the following. A bond secured partially or in full by $2.3 million in equity in 2 homes in Georgia. Okay, that's a good start. $2.3 million. Remember, Diddy put up $50 million or something, right? Did he do something crazy like that? $1 million in cash tendered by Sony Music. Okay, the record label dishing out some cash. Home detention with electronic monitoring. Around-the-clock security services ensuring compliance with all conditions imposed by this court. Additional third-party sureties and guarantors to satisfy a bond amount that court determines to be reasonable. So they're saying they'll put up even more cash if the court wants them to. This ain't happening though. Promise you now. 100% not happening. And that's not even me being negative. That's just me being realistic. This is a Fed case. It's not happening. So here's the application for search warrant from 2023, right? For the other murder. I'm a special agent with FBI. I'm currently assigned to FBI's Chicago Homicide Task Force. This affidavit is made in support of an application for a search warrant for information associated with certain cell phone numbers. And they have the numbers right here. Subject phone 3, subject phone 4, 5. The FBI is investigating allegations that Anthony Montgomery, also known as Anthony Montgomery Wilson, and Preston Powell used facilities of interstate commerce with the intent that a murder for hire be committed in violation of Title 18, United States Code Sections 1958 and 2, that Montgomery, Powell, and others conspired to use facilities of interstate commerce with the intent that a murder for hire be committed. Specifically, the FBI is investigating the allegations that Montgomery and Powell murdered Stephon Mack on January 27, 2022. Mack was shot and killed by 2 assailants while leaving the Youth Peace Center of Roseland. 2 assailants exited from a parked stolen car and began firing at Mack as Mack walked across the parking lot. As the 2 assailants were driving the parking lot, Powell, using subject phone 3, exchanged several phone calls with the user on subject phone 4. Law enforcement believes that subject phone 4 is typically used by co-conspirator A, but for reasons set forth below, may have been used by co-conspirator B. Co-conspirator B and A are brothers at the time of the exchange of calls between subject phone 3 and 4. The 2 assailants abandoned the stolen car at the scene in the parking lot after having murdered Mac. I believe that Powell and Montgomery were the two assailants. After the murder, Montgomery left his cell phone. Subject phone 1 was Montgomery's phone. Inside the stolen vehicle, he left his phone. No way, that's gotta be a burner phone, right? There's no way he left his personal cell phone in the stolen car, right? Please tell me this man did not leave his
Now look, right? Leaving the cell phone. Bam, police gonna get a search warrant. They gonna go through the phone. They gonna find shit. They gonna see who the fuck this person is. You see what I'm saying? They gonna find shit. They gonna see who the fuck this person is. And shit. It's over with from there. All they gotta do is go on the phone. They can find out who you is. Pictures, emails, text messages, previous shit that you had. Previous shit that you had. Shit crazy. These niggas getting dumber and dumber, man. They getting dumber and dumber. Sexy Lexi.
personal phone in the car. Powell called Montgomery 3 times on subject phone 1 from subject phone 3 minutes after the shooting because they split up on foot in different directions. Powell was unlikely aware that Montgomery left his phone inside the vehicle. 34 minutes after Mac was murdered, Montgomery's girlfriend, the listed subscriber for subject phone 1, wait, hold on. So this guy's cooked. He really did leave a personal cell phone in the car that was linked to his girlfriend. This guy's cooked. What was he thinking? Called AT&T to report subject 1 as a stolen phone. Oh my god, this guy ran to his girlfriend's house, realized he left the phone there in the car, and told her to report it stolen, right? That's what this means. Approximately 3 minutes before contacting AT&T to report the phone stolen, Montgomery's girlfriend was contacted by subject phone 5. Okay, so someone called her before she reported it. 5 days after he abandoned subject phone 1 in the car, he obtained a new cell phone, subject phone 2. Montgomery used subject phone 2 to communicate with Powell, using what I believe is coded language to discuss when Montgomery was going to receive the payment for having murdered Mac. Oh no. Please tell me they don't name Durk in this. In February 22, law enforcement seized subject phone 2 from Montgomery and sent to his arrest in an unrelated case. There's probable cause to believe that the location of subject phone 1 and subject phone 3 and subject phone 4 at the time of the murder will lead to evidence of the subject offenses, and that location of subject 5 in the period of time after the murder will lead to evidence of subject offenses. Because this affidavit is being submitted for the limited purpose of search warrant, I've not included each and every fact known to me concerning this investigation. I've set forth facts I believe are sufficient to establish probable cause to search the information. Bro's like, I'm withholding evidence. I ain't giving y'all everything I got on y'all. These boys might be cooked. Bro left his fucking
Hold on, y'all. So, soon as dudes start asking about what's up with the money, Durk supposed to gave that money up. Allegedly, if Durk did that shit and Shorty and them ain't get paid, Shorty ass snitch. She say, fuck all that. I'm in here going down for a motherfucking body. I'm going down for a motherfucking body. Y'all out here doing concerts and causing peace and all this shit, nigga. What the fuck? Y'all can't even pay this money, nigga. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. And he starts snitching. Why he talking to the other shooter on the phone from jail about this shit anyway? This is what I'm saying, man. These motherfuckers do a lot of crazy shit out here. A lot of crazy shit out here, man.
In their car after killing someone. How brain dead. Background: the Smashville Gangster Disciples and the Mike City Black Disciples. They spoke with Chicago Police Department to help with all this. Gangster Disciples are commonly referred to as GDs. So majority of people watching this already know the backstory about a lot of this, and Black Disciples are commonly referred to as BDs. According to Smashville Member 1, the Smashville GD control territory in the vicinity of 83rd and 87th Street and Ashland Avenue to Damon Avenue. Smashville GDs have been in a deadly conflict with neighboring Killa Ward GDs and other neighboring gangs that operate and commit violence in the city of Chicago, including neighboring sets of the Black Disciples. Ballistics report revealed that a firearm recovered from a known Smashville member matched shell casings recovered from Mike City Black Disciple territory in Chicago on or about December 24th, 2016. These motherfuckers doing shit on Christmas Eve. CH1, Mike City, is a faction of Black Disciples that controls territory and operates in the area of South 85th Street and South 87th Street. Background on the victim, Stephon Mack. According to Smashville Member 2, at the time of his death, Mack was suspected leader of Smashville GDs. Wow, bro was a leader? That's crazy. So Stefan Mack had a previous case. He was sentenced to 24 months imprisonment, followed by a 3-year term of supervised release in December 2019. In October 2020, he violated his supervised release. He was arrested, sentenced to 11 months, released back on September 3rd, 2021. Mack was enrolled as YPC participant at the time of his death on January 27th. YPC is a nonprofit organization offering youth-related workshops that mentor teens and teach youth the skills necessary to avoid conflict and violence. They murdered this guy outside of that place, bro. That is so fucked. That's really sad, actually. Someone had to have given them information he was going to this place. Montgomery is a Mike City Black disciple from Southside Chicago. Montgomery, circled in red on the left, has been pictured with recording artist Lil Durk, circled in red on the right, who is also a Black disciple from Southside Chicago. So there's Montgomery and there's Durk. According to CEE-HOOD, the leader of Mike City. So this CEE-HOOD is clearly a snitch, right? CEE-HOOD is an FBI confidential human source with an extensive knowledge of gang activity on the south side of Chicago. CEE-HOOD has worked with the FBI for over 5 years and has been paid approximately 12 grand. What? CEE-HOOD has provided accurate and reliable information on numerous violent acts conducted by gang members. It's been verified by law enforcement and has been used to prosecute individuals in North.
This nigga got paid $12,000 in a 5-year span. Come on, man. Come on, man. Do the math on that shit. Hey, WGN Mark, you know what you can do? Get your Mark ass out of here. Somebody 86K his bitch ass. Somebody 86K his bitch ass. Get your Mark ass out of here, fool. It's over with, cuz. Get your Mark ass out of here. Somebody 86K WGN Mark Low. Get his goof ass out of here, nigga. Fuck is you gonna tell me to do? Y'all don't want to do it, I'll do it, nigga. I'll do it. Get your bitch ass out of here, nigga. Come back tomorrow when your mind right, bitch.
District of Illinois. CH1 is a former gang member, has one misdemeanor carry possessed firearm conviction. So CH1 is the snitches of all snitches.
On
Holy
the hood,
fuck. According to
cuz.
CH1, the leader of Mike City, has ties to rapper Lil Durk and has been in rap videos with Lil Durk. Why they blurred him in the music video? Like, people can't just go look it up in the music video and find his face. Powell has spent time living at South Carpenter Street, which is located in Mike City, BD territory. Powell was a victim of simple battery that occurred April 27th, 2000.
I need to see what video was that. What video that was? Let me see this shit, man. What video was that he just had up there? That was a picture. I don't know where that motherfucker is. Somewhere right there.
Chicago. So there's Montgomery and there's Durk. According to CH1, the leader of Mike City. So this CH1 is clearly a snitch, right? CH1 is an FBI confidential human source with an extensive knowledge of gang activity on the south side of Chicago. CH1 has worked with the FBI for over 5 years and has been paid approximately 12 grand. What? CH1 has provided accurate and reliable information on numerous violent acts conducted by gang members. It's been verified by law enforcement and has been used to prosecute individuals in Northern District of Illinois. CH1 is a former gang member, has one misdemeanor carry possessed firearm conviction. So CH1 is the snitches of all snitches. Holy fuck. According to CH1, the leader of Mike City, has ties to rapper Lil Durk and has been in rap videos with Lil Durk. Why they blurred him in the music video? Like, people can't just go look it up in the music video and find his face. Powell has spent time living at South Carpenter.
And he only got one fucking, So who the fuck is dude? He got one prior conviction and he started snitching? He only got one felony, man, and he started snitching. That's crazy. So we're going to have to go look at huh? All right, let me see. I'm trying to get this tree rolled up. We got to look at huh too. All right, let's get this shit started. Get this laptop going. We gonna get right back to it, y'all. Let me just get this other video set up. I don't want y'all seeing my code. You niggas might try to be some fucking hackers or some shit, nigga. Niggas like do be hackers and shit, cuz.
which is located in Mike City, BD territory. Pat was a victim of simple battery that occurred April 27, 2010. Holy fuck. Pat was a victim of simple battery that occurred on September 7, 2011. According to CH1,
Hey, you don't know who that nigga was in that picture, Beasky, that they had his face covered up? You don't know who that nigga was?
Risky Road is located in the area of Redacted East 104 Street and is made up of four corner hustlers and other groups. According to CH1, Risky Road has ties to other sets due to ranking members of each having historical relationships. Background on Lil Durk, oh boy. Famous rapper from Southside Chicago. According to CH1, conversation with CPD gang officers who are familiar with Black Disciples' social media postings, public source research, and a review of Lil Durk's lyrics. Lil Durk is a member of Lamron, faction of Black Disciples. According to CPD records, Lil Durk's brother, Dante Banks Jr., aka D-Thing, was shot and killed outside a nightclub in Harvey, Illinois in June 2021. So they're saying this was in retaliation. CH1 has reported that Lil Durk was and is still offering money for people to kill those responsible for his brother's murder, and more specifically offering to pay money for any gangster disciple that is killed. Holy shit. CH1 just telling the feds everything, boys. CH1 has also indicated that D-Thing was killed by members of Dump Street. Dump Street is a GD faction of the south side of Chicago. Dump Street member Individual A was a close associate of Mac. Oh. Individual A is currently in pretrial custody for allegedly having committed a double murder that took place in Country Club Hills, Illinois. So this guy's already in jail for another murder. Mac arrived at YPC at approximately 12:07 p.m. on January 27, 2022. At approximately 2:22 p.m., while Mac was still inside YPC, a 2014 black Chrysler sedan with tinted windows carrying the shooters drove into YPC's parking lot. The Chrysler was initially parked on the east side of the parking lot facing YPC. At 2:25, Chrysler moved to the west side of the lot facing eastward. The shooters remained in the Chrysler for approximately 40 minutes. These boys were in the car for 40 minutes. Lurking, waiting in the shadows. There they are right there. Those windows are tinted as fuck. Mac exited YPC and began walking across the parking lot at 2:59. As he walked toward his car, two masked individuals emerged from the Chrysler, one from the driver's side door, shooter A, and the other from the front passenger side door, shooter B. They began shooting at Mac, who fled eastbound away from the shooters. Concerning Mac's autopsy and the record of evidence at the crime scene, shooter A pursued Mac on foot and shot him to death with a Ruger AR-556 rifle. Bringing up on him with a rifle, man.
Damn.
Ring camera footage in an alleyway. After killing Mac, shooter A fled eastbound away from YPC. As he did so, the ring footage captured shooter A yelling something to the effect of, "Marley, yo, come on, Marley. You killed someone and you're screaming names out loud to your friend. Is that someone's name? Don't tell me shooter B's name is Marley." And he was calling for him. A Ruger AR-556, bearing serial number, blah, 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 was recovered in the backyard of a vacant residence. Rode through the AR in someone's backyard, only 0.1 miles east. Not even that far.
Hold on, damn.
Literally right down the damn street, bro. You gotta do better than that, disposing of a murder weapon, bro. FBI's awaiting analysis to determine whether if there was a rifle to use to shoot and kill Mac. The Ruger AR-556 rifle was purchased by individual B at a federal firearms license located in Atlanta on October 1st, 2020. Wait, what? Shooter B purchased the weapon? It's not a stolen weapon? Why would they kill someone with that? What were these boys thinking? Information provided by victim 1, who was YPC's security guard, stepped outside the parking lot and was shot in the left leg by shooter B. After shooting victim 1, shooter B fled westbound on YPC on foot. The shooters abandoned the Chrysler in the parking lot with one of their fucking phones in the car. Like idiots, dude. There's shooter B running. I believe Montgomery is shooter A. Chrysler was reported stolen on January 20th, 7 days before. They found his fucking phone in the front seat of the car. Oh my god, just sitting right there. Right in the center console. And look how dirty this fucking car is. Information provided by Apple. Subject phone 1 belongs to Montgomery with the email address and everything, bro. There's DNA match between biological material recovered from subject phone 1 and Montgomery. This guy's cooked, bro. Member subject phone 5 placed a call to individual C's phone. 3 minutes later, approximately 3:45, 45 minutes after the Mac was murdered, individual C contacted the AT&T using cell phone number blah 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 and reported subject phone stolen. Individual C, is that the girlfriend that was reporting the phone stolen, right? From earlier? Or am I tripping? Law enforcement interviewed individual C. Oh no. Identified herself as Montgomery's girlfriend. Okay, I wasn't tripping. Verified her phone number and had been her telephone number for years. She related that AJ, a nickname for Montgomery, is a criminal and a felon. She related that she knows AJ has been convicted of a felony for unlawful use of weapons. She's never been present for any of Montgomery's arrests. And they have her on camera walking into a Walgreens and then walking out and going into the stolen vehicle. Clearly she was with her boyfriend who was driving it, the stolen vehicle of a car that murdered someone. These people are fucking cooked. Identified herself as a woman in surveillance footage from Walgreens and Jimmy's Burgers. Individual C said that individual X drove individual C to Walgreens and Jimmy Burgers. They found her Facebook. Shows a picture of her with Montgomery. Preston Powell is shooter B, he believes. Plastic cup with Rise and Grind written on it. Rise and Grind, let's go fucking kill someone. Was recovered in the front seat of a Chrysler, where shooter B was located. And they found his fingerprints on the cup. He's cooked. And there it is. Uses the nickname JB Marley, which is the same name Shooter A yelled out minutes after the murder of Mac, as depicted on the ring camera footage. I can't believe how stupid some people are that murder people. You gotta be cleaner than this. You can't make mistakes like this if you want to be free, dude. How do you think you're gonna get away with this? You yelled your boy's name, running away from a murder. Subject phone 1 that was left in the car received 3 incoming calls from subject phone 3 on the day of the murder. I believe that subject phone 3 was used by Powell on that day of the shooting to call Montgomery. These 3 calls were made at 3:02, 3:03, and 3:06, which were minutes after Mac was killed. None of the calls were answered because it was left in the Chrysler. Subject phone 3 is registered to blah blah blah, which is the same address listed as Powell's home. I believe these 3 calls were made from Powell to Montgomery in an attempt to find out where Montgomery was, because they left in separate directions. We know all that. Lil Durk released a song called Aha after Mac was murdered. So on February 22nd, almost a month after the murder, he releases a song. I believe the song can be reasonably interpreted to be references to Durk having people killed. We be sliding through they blocks and they don't know we have. Buddy ass got shot and we ain't claim it, but I can show his ass. I mean, that's kind of vague. See, lyrics is bullshit. I need more specific lyrics with a nexus. This is horse shit. That's vague lyrics, bro. That doesn't mean shit. What else they got on Durk, bro? I believe these lyrics can be reasonably interpreted to be a reference to Mac's murder. After Mac was murdered, an unknown individual recorded YPC surveillance video of the murder on what appears to have been a separate video recording device, possibly a cell phone, and distributed the phone to others. Additional lyrics from the same song. My brother D thing just got killed and I've been slow since, but we got back on they ass. I bet they know this. It's a reference to Mac's murder for reasons stated further below in sections describing law enforcement's review of jail calls and social media posts. So here's where things get dicey, boys. Montgomery and Powell have been... My cat is sitting on me, by the way, and she's so fucking fat. She's 15 pounds. I want to kill myself. On February 19, 2022, Montgomery was arrested by Illinois State Police after fleeing from a stolen vehicle. The phone he had on him revealed the device used cell phone number and was activated after the killing. They discovered a series of texts. Oh, no, man. Here we go. Between Montgomery and Powell, the 2 shooters, boys. So this is like 2 weeks after the murder. From Powell to Montgomery. What's up with OTF? Montgomery to Powell. Nothing. Powell to Montgomery again. What do you mean they not paying? Montgomery to Powell. We wait and he comes up here on the 17th. Powell to Montgomery. Stand on that. Why are you with Durk and them? Powell to Montgomery. Did Durk gave you that money? Not a good look. They named Durk after killing someone 2 weeks prior, wondering where the money is. Is that all the evidence they have on him? I wonder, they probably have more. This exchange of messages 14 days after Mac was murdered. When the user of Powell phone 2 asked his user of subject phone 2, what's up with OTF? These 2 were discussing Lil Durk and his affiliates. Well, fucking clearly. Lil Durk's record label is OTF. Subject phone 2 and Powell exchanged nothing. What do you mean they not paying? Subject phone 2 was indicating they had not been paid when user of subject phone 2 wrote nothing, prompting user of Powell phone 2 to question whether there was an issue with them being paid for Mac's murder. This is just not good for Durk, boys. We wait and he come up here on the 17th. He was indicating that he was waiting for Durk to come into town on February 17th. Paid them for having murdered Mac. Stand on that. Why you with Durk and them? The user of Powell phone 2 was the user of subject phone 2 who insists on getting paid when he saw Durk on the 17th. The next day, when the user of Powell phone 2 wrote, did Durk give you that money? Fucking obviously, he's confirming if he got the money. Yeah, whatever. Reviewed the Facebook page for user with public display name redacted. I know that Lil Durk was interviewed on Blank podcast February 22nd. On February 18th, the user of Facebook page displayed name made the following post claiming to have been in an interview with Lil Durk. Based on my review of the music video, the video appears to have been filmed in Chicago. On May 5th, 2022, a former employee 1 of YPC, was interviewed by law enforcement. Employee 1 said he was present at YPC when Mac was murdered. He recalled 2 participants who were present at YPC, but should not have been there. And what did I say? I knew someone gave someone information that he was there. According to employee 1, the participants, co-conspirator A and B, were former participants at YPC, but were kicked out approximately 6 months before they were too high risk. They were brothers and were members of gang Risky Road. Co-conspirator A leaving in an Uber prior to Mac being murdered, but co-conspirator B was at YPC when Mac was murdered. B left immediately after the shooting, before law enforcement arrived. These are definitely the guys that gave up that boy's location, man. Employee 1 identified B in CPD dash cam footage exiting YPC after law enforcement arrived at the scene. Employee 2 told law enforcement employee 2 drove conspirator B and approximately 3 other YPC participants home after the shooting. Employee 1 stated to law enforcement that he heard that after Mac was murdered, there was anywhere from $50,000 to $500,000 being offered for someone to kill Mac. $50,000 to $500,000 being offered to kill him. So that's what they're going to say is how much Durk was willing to pay. So co-conspirator A's phone, subject 4, and co-conspirator B's phone, there were 7 calls and an attempted call between subject 3 and the phone number used by Powell on the day of their murder. And there it is. They were communicating with Powell. That's how they got the location of him. 7 different calls right here before the murder. Montgomery was flexing on Facebook. Picture him holding up money with Lil Durk's song playing in the background. This is just, it keeps connecting Durk to it, bro. Literally the guy that just murdered someone, allegedly, being paid for it by Durk, putting Durk's song on an Instagram post with the money. But he wasn't paid for it yet here then anyway, but either way, it's bad. Montgomery made the above Facebook post to brag and take credit for the murder of Mac, playing Lil Durk's music and hold a large amount of cash to bring the fact that he was paid by Durk to kill Mac. And of course, jail calls, they're self-snitching. What did Montgomery say on the jail call, bro? On February 1st, 2022, individual I stated to unknown individual in summary, the individual I heard Lil Durk said that's for D-Thing. Individual I then said, he woofing like Tay-Town and that's for D-Thing. Then checked in, bitch, that shit ain't free. I believe individual I is referring to Mac homicide. Individual I saying Mac was killed for D-Thing. And then Lil Durk needs to pay out because it wasn't done for free. This is not fucking good, man. Every time I read it gets worse. Individual I to an unknown individual on January 31st stated that they need to create a song and add snowman to it. Call his dumbass in the snow. Now his dumbass stretched. Clearly Mac was murdered in the snow. This is just insane, bro. And talking about the cell towers, their phones were probably in the general area of the murder. Shout out Durk's imaginary manager on Twitter for these documents, by the way. Request for pretrial release denied. And shout out I'm Not a Lawyer for reporting this as well. Told you guys, this all happened while I was recording because I just recorded for an hour and 25 minutes reading all this shit. Now my eyes hurt. So yeah, this is not looking good for Durk. Comment down below what you guys think. Hit subscribe. I love you guys. Peace out.
Man. They got all that shit, all that information, y'all. They got all that information on that shit, man. Them niggas is smoke, man. Then Shorty flexing. Did they have the money and all that shit? They got the money. They say money is the root of all evil, man. They say, but money is, you talking about free butter. We need them. Get your goof ass out here. Carl, you crazy, man. But yeah, though, man, they say money the root of all evil. Anywhere from $50,000 to $100,000. I mean, $50,000 to $500,000. God damn, they wanted that nigga dead. That nigga tried to run in the snow and got hit with a rifle. You can't run from no rifle, man. On life. Niggas out here playing Call of Duty, man. Niggas is out here playing Call of Duty. They got big ass guns. You kill a motherfucker with that motherfucker one time. And you got to get rid of that motherfucker. I don't even know niggas pop a motherfucker and kill a motherfucker and still keep the gun and shit. You supposed to get rid of that gun. You niggas crazy. That's why I don't fuck with buying guns off the streets and shit. Cause niggas could have bodies on them motherfuckers and then you get caught with that bitch and it's a body on you. So you got to do it the safe route. Family member get it, reported stolen. But you got to go about it the right way. You got to make a report like your house got broke in and all type of shit. You got to do all that shit. Because y'all see how the fucking police and investigating on this shit, you got to think like the police. And that's what's wrong, why you niggas could never be no killers. Because y'all ain't capable of thinking like that. You think you gonna kill a motherfucker and then just go back to live. You got to plan that shit out. And your memory, you can't have no motherfucking remorse. All type of shit. Bro, you a rapper? Am I a rapper? Nah, I'm just a nigga that'll slap you. Don't ask me no fucking questions, nigga. I ask the questions. You shut the fuck up and listen. Class is in session. Hold on. God damn it. What's wrong with this nigga? Go look and see. Oh, you gotta see what channel nephew them play on they play the #1 team in the country today at 5:30. What time it is? 4:15. So I got an hour before they goddamn it bust a move. What? What you think it is? So what y'all think, man? Y'all think Durk, goddamn it, smoked? Or do y'all think Durk coming home? Because right now, I personally don't believe nothing. Durk coming home, man. He coming home, man. I'm going to keep on saying that, man. Every day, I'm going to make a title on YouTube and say Durk is coming home. I'm going to make a title every day for YouTube. Durk is coming home, and here's why. I'm finna start that up. Durk album gonna be fire when he come home. Yeah, he finna go through about 2.5 years. What happened with YNW Melly? What happened with YNW Melly? They said he had to the 14th. The lawyers and shit had to the 14th to state a reason why he shouldn't be released. He's supposed to be getting released. What's happening? What happened with that? I ain't high. Durk coming home, motherfucker. You better believe this shit, nigga. Durk is coming home. Fuck is you talking about? Durk coming home, bro. You don't believe. That's your problem. You don't believe, man. Damn, that motherfucker. Man. I might as well just, because they don't want to do it. Young, man, that bitch still don't look right, man. I can't get the lighting right, y'all. I can't get the motherfucking lighting right. Motherfuckers don't think Durk coming home. Y'all want Durk to stay in jail, man. That's why y'all keep saying that shit. You motherfuckers want him to stay in jail. But it ain't happening. He coming home. Y'all might as well start believing that too. All this shit that they reading and saying is fake. And the lawyer gonna prove it. He gonna break all this shit down. Now it's gonna cost 2 years. It's gonna take him 2 years. Durk and that. Or they probably wanted to clone him, and he ain't want to get cloned. They probably wanted to put him in the Illuminati. And he was trying to get out the Illuminati. Allegedly, I gotta say this allegedly. I can't just sit here and say that shit because then they'll come for me like I'm lying. But allegedly, he was trying to get out the Illuminati. That's why he was pushing them. Muslim thing. And they told his ass, we got something for you. So this was the year for them to do a cleanup. That's why they got Puff Daddy. That's why they scaring Jay-Z right now. That's why they scaring Jay-Z right now. And this why they got Puff Daddy, Jay-Z, Durk, whoever else. Y'all tell me. He got the best. That's right, Eddie. This is what I want y'all to say. That's what I like to hear. He's straight. He coming home. No, not this. Not that. I pinned the wrong motherfucking thing. On everything. Of course I'm high, you dumb fucker, but damn. When talking shit go wrong. Antonio Rena. Antonio Rena Medias. Who the fuck is that? He got the best money lawyers can buy, man. But with dude saying all that shit, though. With dude saying all that shit, man. With him saying all that shit, man. These niggas sound like they is fucking cooked.
Atlanta on October 1st, 2020. Wait, what? Shooter B purchased the weapon? It's not a stolen weapon? Why would they kill someone with that? What were these boys thinking? Information provided by victim 1, who was YPC's security guard, stepped outside the parking lot.
It wasn't even a stolen gun. It wasn't even a stolen gun. Hold on, man. Let me... Shit crazy, man. Oh, shit. God damn, that shit wasn't even a fucking stolen gun, man. These niggas gotta be fucking stupid.
And Chicago rapper Lil Durk could be linked to a second murder-for-hire plot, this time in Chicago. It has to do with the murder outside the Youth Peace Center of Roseland. It was back in 2022. Police released images of the gunman who shot and killed.
Nah, that ain't it.
They got me feeling like I'm academic.
Lil Durk's case has denied his bond. Okay, they after the federal prosecutors linked Durk.
And then Jay, this is a man that cleaned up his act. You know, you can't pull what a man was versus what a man is. Jay, right, you know, upstanding citizen, married to, like, you know, I guess after he got kicked in the nuts by his beyond black. That makes can't run away.
But I will say that feds don't play like that. Feds are a different beast. And usually they especially if there's crimes of high importance that's there, they'll even play dirty than their damn self. So the feds are trying to overcook Durk. Like they're trying to give him a situation where at best a life in prison sentence will be good for him. Now they're not gonna seek death, but they're kind of showing him it's impossible for you to beat us. Because you're probably going to have to beat us on multiple situations. Now, let me give you really the background about this. I've spoken to many journalists. And this is where this is why y'all come to me, right? Durk and Keith, because of what they started with the drill movement, you have to realize, just throughout these inner cities or whatever, they realize what spurs violence and how it plays out. They're not dumb. I know people like to think the police don't have internet, but they're not dumb. They wanted to get both guys early. We're talking about 2014, 2015. If anybody remember me covering the war in Chirac, we've seen a lot of people go down D-Rose. We've seen Rondo number 9. Subsequently, we've even seen like some of the ops, like their ops. Lil J and there's a lot of people who've gotten incarcerated. They've always wanted to get Durk and Keith. The problem is Durk and Keith never pulled the trigger in the cases they're investigating. Not saying they never pull a trigger in their life, because I do think they're real ass niggas. But I don't know what happened with Keith. Keith realized that this was just not a good situation. He dipped out. Obviously, his own gang turned on him, so he went to California. Pretty much, he hasn't disavowed or dropped the flag. Not that that's how they do it when it comes to BDs, but he's been out the way. Durk has been a big target just sitting there. And his career benefited from it. So around like 2013, 2014 more specifically, when the drill movement calmed down, Durk got dropped by Def Jam. When he got dropped by Def Jam, that was kind of a mark of, drill isn't that thing anymore, right? Now, Durk is very resourceful. He's a really good guy. Trust me, I've known him damn near, personal communications for definitely over 10 years. I covered him for damn near 15 at this point. But I'm saying this to say the police always wanted to get Durk. So let me give you some instances. Durk caught 3 gun charges in Chicago. People usually believe there's a 3-strike, rule where like, hey, it's the third one, you got to go. Durk did amass some fame and notoriety and money, and he avoided most of the punishments that would usually come with that. If you think about it, Durk, 3 gun cases, never did time. And don't you ever utter out of your mouth that he snitched or anything. No, he had good lawyers. He knew how to play the system. He had the money to wait it out, to do what he needed to do. They couldn't get him on that. So a few other things, some I won't mention because, from all the public, and salute to our Chicago scene 88, he usually does a good job of getting stuff out. They haven't put Durk's name with it. Like, these days, this is the reason why people know King Von is associated with 7 murders is that police put out later that we couldn't really charge him or prove it, but he was our lead suspect for 7 murders. They kind of wanted Durk. Wanted him for a long time. Durk dipped to Atlanta. Bunch of shit happened there too. Anywhere Durk is gone, it's been like, I don't call it a dark cloud, but shit has happened. So Durk goes to Atlanta. Remember, Vaughn is popping now. They thought they had him when they shot the dude outside of that spot. They shot out the car and shot a guy. And the guy was down to tell. He was like, yo, these guys are trying to rob me, blah, 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 blah. Durk gets charged. Vaughn gets charged. Remember, this is how bad they wanted Durk. That at the detention hearing for Durk, actually a preliminary hearing, to be honest, for Durk and Vaughn. A Chicago detective traveled from Chicago to Atlanta to testify because they know they couldn't get Durk in Chicago. So they're like, fuck it. Even if Atlanta gets him, fuck that guy. You got to imagine these investigators have egos. We all know what happened. It's a decent case. There was video footage, but I don't know how cooperative that guy would have been after a while. One thing I'll say, do your homework. Shout out to FYBJ, man. Do your homework on Vaughn. You know why Vaughn never got locked up or got convicted of any of them joints? The witnesses never witnessed shit when it came time to need to recount witnessing shit. They either died, came up missing, changed their story.
You feel me?
That's kind of rare. But yeah. So that case in Atlanta with Durk and Vaughn.
Did y'all hear what was just said? Them motherfucking witnesses gotta survive and live to this motherfucking case. This why I say what I said. This why I say what I said, man.
It had reasonable odds because that guy, I don't know if he was going to stick to his story. Anyway, that didn't need to happen. Vaughn died. And when Vaughn died, that case became a lot complicated. Now, I'm telling you what I've heard. They said, and you know, I'm going to tell you some things that you're going to have to take my word or don't believe it. It's fine. I don't care either or. When Fonnie Willis started targeting YSL, Fonnie Willis had a bunch of people to target. She wanted Thug. She got YFN. So she got YSL, YFN. Eventually, they were going to get to 4PF. That's one of the reasons they changed their names, by the way. But beyond that, some of the transplant Atlanta folks that were coming down there that was still acting like they were like that, they wanted to get them niggas too. Except, from what I heard, the feds told them it's okay. We got it. Because they were taking off, because Chicago's a shit show. Like, if they can't send you away for having a gun in your fucking waistband, like, they can't do nothing. So the feds told them, like, it's okay if you dismiss the charge. So they didn't go that hard with trying to get Durk, especially after Vaughn died. They dropped that case. They dropped it, but the feds has realized, yo, we gonna get Durk eventually. Doing the math? You see why Lil Baby was moving the way he been? Because Lil Baby hasn't been on Fed watch. He's been on county state watch. That's why he changed the name. They got YFN. They got whatever. They were looking at even Savage and everybody. I'm telling you these things. You're not going to hear it reported. Everybody switched up or changed whatever. People moved accordingly. The good thing, Fonnie Willis, she's a little bit neutered at this point. Thug got a astounding win. They look embarrassed. It's getting back to normal. But we get YFN, YSL, we get handled. Baby ducked out. Went to Paris with James Harden and started modeling. And when Durk was down there, that case, after Vaughn died, the Fed said, we're going to look at it. Okay? Now, remember when I talked about that first indictment that Durk got? Obviously, the murder of Quando Rondo's cousin, Lil Pop. I said, the feds were looking at him for multiple situations. The feds were looking at him and was trying to indict him for that thing with Vaughn. But when the feds hit you, they don't want to be like, oh, let's make the case. They want to hit you. It's okay, they chilled. So Vaughn now is dead. That's 2020 Vaughn died. Am I right? 2020? They're watching. They're waiting. Who was the first person to break the story that nobody knew where Durk lived at in Atlanta? But I got a tip. Pause. That niggas ran into his crib. Wasn't I the first person to tell y'all that? Right? Or people ran into the crib and he later then rapped. They ran into the crib, I threw the gun to India. Shit. Good. You've never seen that on the Atlanta Journal-Constitution website, which is a main, news source from Atlanta. That came from me. TMZ hit me up. I gave them the info I had. They corroborated it, but that was kind of quiet. What happened? Again, when shit is happening, and you're not seeing local police makers think about it. They're forwarding everything to the feds. Let's see what's going on. Let's build some case. Remember, Durk done violated the entire Chicago police force. Them niggas look stupid. And let me not say half, a bunch of people that they claim are murderers or whatever in Chicago, Durk is paying their bonds. They're paying their lawyers. So they really want to get Durk. So now we're at 2021, 2022. And then two situations happen. Well, Durk's brother died in, I believe, 2021 or the end of 2021, beginning 2022. But we swiftly hear that right after Durk's brother died, niggas got clapped. Instant. Like that. Never heard nothing more about it, but that's what you heard. Then we heard people try to kill Quando 3-4 times. But then in LA, we all know what happened. Lil Pop gets killed. I'm giving you this recap that I don't gotta just play videos. We don't do that. Let's get straight up to the point. Okay. Durk this year gets charged for the murder, and specifically murder for hire for the death of Lil Pop.
Durk had all the wrong motherfuckers around him, man.
But when I covered it, I told you, keep in mind all these things. The police want Durk.
You gotta blame all the motherfuckers around him.
Chicago police wanted him.
My mama.
And if you guys don't know, when we say the feds have all this power, and it's really resources. They have just more resources. There isn't more federal agents than these local municipalities. And for example, there's hundreds of thousands of cops in New York City. There's not hundreds of thousands of feds in every place. No. So if they're lesser than some of these big cities, how do they work? What they do is they deputize these police officers. So a Chicago police detective or somehow, investigator could get deputized to have federal authority to do a federal investigation. Gives them way more reach beyond state lines, beyond their jurisdiction, gives them way more money to play with what they could do to get information. I'm breaking this down for a reason. So if they got Durk in LA for murder for hire, and I'm telling you, the feds said, oh, we gonna get that nigga. And the way the feds do is they deputize people within local municipalities or precincts. You don't think someone's gonna come out of Chicago? Everything that ever happened in Chicago, them deputized officers were saying, oh, you thought you got away, but you didn't. So, and let's get up to date. Durk got locked up in October 17th, actually, 10/17, ironically, for the murder and murder for hire charges for Lil Pop. He was locked up while trying to board a jet going to Italy. After being detained there for a long while, he was then extradited in November to California, where the charges originated because Lil Pop got murdered across the street from the Beverly Center, which is a huge popular mall in a tourist district. Durk has been sitting there. They didn't go for bail immediately. They basically said, hey, listen, we're, Durk's team is trying to play safe, right? And by the way, he does have, I believe, Drew Fillon on that. He had a detention hearing today. And this is how you should know. This is why the feds are so powerful. The feds unsealed a search warrant yesterday, not today. So today's the hearing. They unsealed a search warrant yesterday to help overcook Durk in the fact that he will never get out. What I mean, never? He'll never get out on bail. They could already say, oh, we think he planned this whole murder. And what was going to happen in a hearing is that the judge is going to be like, okay, it's circumstantial. I've said this about a Durk case. It's circumstantial. Tell us the snitch. Or, they could try to hide it at least first. Be like, no, we have someone who said that Durk offered them to go slide for Vaughn and go here and offer them this money. That's why he booked it and told them, blah, blah. Okay, that's a good, decent case. But the feds is not like Fulton County. They're going to overcook your ass. So what they did was not present the details of the Lil Pop case. They then unsealed another case. Remember the case I told you? I said, I've never seen a case like this. It's all sealed. They unsealed a document from that case that points to Durk. That says Durk is the top guy who ordered this other murder. Okay? All right. So Durk's name is being mentioned as in the same role for another murder for hire case. He hasn't been officially charged. And if you see my tweets and you see me delete it, I had to be, you got to be very careful. He's not officially charged with murder for hire for this other case. But if you read it, it's like the feds believe he hired niggas to go kill people who killed his brother. Okay? I'm going to show you everything now. Okay? But thank you for joining in. So, give me a second. And I want to start out, and first thing I want to do is just show you this. So, watching this and you haven't caught up today, you're like, what? Why Durk in jail? Please go back and watch other videos. I just don't want to keep doing, retroactive shit. So, this is the filing today, or yesterday actually. Well, today. That, when there's going to be a hearing, the judge likes for you to file some stuff. And then even if you hear they listen to you in person, the judge is going to read this, read what the other side said, then listen to your arguments based on what y'all, because he might have questions about these things. This is what the government said about this. So their whole stance is don't let Durk out of jail for Lil Pop's murder. This is what they said. So the plaintiff, which is United States of America, through his counsel, is basically saying that, it files a brief, and let's get to it, right? So it says the murder case presented is a straightforward detention analysis. No condition or combination of condition could ensure that Durk appearance or protect the community or vital witnesses in this case. Because Durk cannot rebut the presumption of detention merely by offering a small portion, so they're basically saying rape, so he might try to offer mad money, of his wealth in a bond package, he must be detained pending his murder trial, where he faces. If Durk goes to trial, he faces a mandatory life sentence. This is murder for hire. Unless you cooperate, if you blow trial, you get life. That's it. Nothing else. Defendants offer millions of dollars.
He got to appeal too, though, motherfucker.
So, by the way, we're going to, if you want me to, and I will. Actually, let me do it right now.
You get 3 appeals.
So, Lil Durk has offered a bond package. That was their thing. You know what I mean? You got to do it. I think Durk realizes, or he has to realize, he's a street nigga, right? He's not Diddy. Like, Diddy's like, oh my God, like, where's my 20 chefs? Where's my masseuse? Where's my this? Where's my that? Where's my 50 baby mamas? Durk is a street nigga. When you get locked up on certain charges, and I do believe this, I think Durk is like, I know what it is. I'm going to just kick back in here, handle your business, just get me free. A street nigga ain't going to be like, oh my God, I can't stay in here. Oh my God, what, please let me out. You're a street nigga. You signed up for this shit. You know what comes with you getting arrested or indicted. However, you're Looks good. And let me see, because I do want to see what Durk offered. Let's see what Durk offered to get him free. You know, obviously he's not Diddy level, but let's see.
He offered
What did Diddy? We know what Diddy.
down there 3-4 million.
Durk off. Okay, so Durk filed something. We're not gonna be able to pull up. Sorry. Durk filed it under seal. So Durk filed his proposal under seal. Don't know why. That's kind of odd. I'm not gonna lie. Oh no. Actually, wait. Give me a second. No, it's not Durk. I'm sorry. Oh, I want to make sure I'm being accurate here. Oh, sorry. No. It's additional stuff filed by the government. I apologize. I'll get that. Okay. All right. By the way, if you never watched the stream of mine, I get into every fucking detail. So please, if you're just looking for get you out of here. But these are for the people who definitely want to know every single thing happening. And that's what we do, right? So check this out. I already pulled it up. So this is Durk's, and we're gonna read through it real quickly because we want to get to I gotta read this thing to y'all. Oh my God, we're gonna learn so much. Okay, here we go. I got this. Okay, so this is Durk's. Durk got Christy O'Connor on it. Okay, Durk, I see you, my boy. Of course, Drew Finland is his main attorney. Marissa Goldberg is going to be underneath. Jonathan Brayton, who's a Chicago lawyer. Okay, so here we go. So they're offering. So essentially, Durk, devoted husband, father. Oh, look, husband. By the way, they're the blogs. I don't know if y'all want to quote me because I see some people say, "Hey, Durk might be married." For everybody who wants to confirm, Durk is married. So Durk married India secretly. If you guys don't know. Durk and India they're married, and you got to realize this is why he could say he's a devoted husband. It does read a little bit better if you don't know. So all the blogs y'all can run with that. The Durk married India before he got locked up. Confirmed, Durk is married. So Durk married India secretly. If you guys don't know, Durk and India they're married. And you got to realize this is why he could say he's a devoted husband. It does read a little bit better if you don't know. So all the blogs y'all can run with that. The Durk married India before he got locked up, or maybe through I don't know how it got finalized. I could probably pull that marriage certificate somewhere, but he's married to India. He's a father. We all know that, and a son, obviously. And an internationally renowned musician and recording artist, and he should be granted pretrial release on reasonable conditions that include the following: a bond secured partially in full by a $2.3 million equity in 2 homes, Georgia, and a $1 million cash tendered by Sony Music. Okay. Yo, big shout out to Sony, man. I like when the record labels who have profited off the death music finally say we'll put some money up to get our death music artists out. And I got to shout out to Sony too, because when Bobby
shout out to the UK.
Rico, they took and Bobby could have got bail. Sony said, because Sony owns Epic and Bobby was on Epic. Sony was like, what? Who? Okay. So Sony Music's down to put up $1 million, okay? So Durk is down to put up $2.3 million in equity in 2 homes, and it will be $1 million in cash by Sony, okay? He's down with home detention with electronic monitoring, around-the-clock security services ensuring compliance with all conditions, reporting to pretrial services, and additional third-party sureties and guarantors to satisfy a bond amount that the court determines. So basically, if the court says, no, we're not going to do it for, essentially this looks like $3.3 million, right? 2.3 in houses, and then $1 million in cash by his record label, which, by the way, I know some of y'all are going to make this like, yo, wait, What Dirk's label? Dirk has that money as well. Trust me, Dirk definitely he probably got 10 million in his account somewhere, or that he could liquidate to get money. You know what I mean? So don't think his record label's name being on this. His record label's name being on this is to show that there's reputable, publicly traded companies that value him and actually enlist their trust in him to want him to come home. Again, the difference is when Bobby Shmurda and them went in, they didn't really make no money. To be very fair, at this point, you have Alamo, right? And I think did Alamo get sold to Sony? Alamo, Sony. Yeah, okay. Sony Music acquired Alamo. The only two artists at Alamo that keep the lights on for everybody, shout out to Tom Moskowitz, he's the owner of that. And by the way, Sony Music paid Universal $125 million for a stake in Alamo, okay? So it was actually between 188 and 225, supposedly, okay? So Alamo was acquired for let's just call it $200 million. Only two people that matter, Durk, Rod Wave, okay? Rod Wave's going on tour, doing great things. If Rod Wave got in trouble, I definitely hope not. I would imagine Sony through Alamo would do the same. Durk and Rod Wave keep the lights on over there. So you could imagine them saying, hey, listen, we'll put up $1 million, right?
I should have said $2 million if that's the case.
All right, cool. Now, here's the thing.
And he put up $2 million.
The problem here is murder.
Off of 5. Fuck.
Even with what I know, sexual assault, murder, these are heinous crimes. But with murder and violence to that extent, especially when you have other cases, even if they offered 20 million, it's murder. And I think every gangster in the street, if you're a gangster in the street, I don't care how rich you are, you should be down to sit for a murder case, because in murder, it's not about how much money you have. If it's fraud, it could be money. If it's assault, okay, you got money. If it's any other crime but murder, and especially you have to realize with this case, it carries a mandatory life. So 2.3 million obviously is not the 50 million that Diddy does, but still, it is what it is, okay? All right, and then they said the following is based upon the attached memorandum. Oh, you can't see it. Memorandum of points and authorities, and attaches Exhibit 1 and Exhibit 2 under seal, the files and records in this case, and blah, blah. Okay. So Exhibit 1 ends up being, the proposed bond is trying to make, so they're going to try to explain why he's not a flight risk, okay? Remember, he's trying to board a private jet. By the way, here's the thing. Drew Finland is on this case. And Drew Finland, even though he wasn't on the Youngboy case when Youngboy got bail or got house arrest, Drew Finland is the guy who could create a package that you could get bail on. You know what I mean? Like Youngboy got, I'm going to be honest with you, Youngboy's house arrest package was, shout out to that nigga, man. Yo, you'd have went to, if you ever went to Gravedigger Mountain, you'd be like, if this is house arrest, I'm here for life. I'm here for life. I'm going to just sign up, okay? Looked amazing, okay? So, they're trying to create a package where this guy can stay in his mansion and fight a murder charge, but the government is slick. You're not going to fight a murder charge from your fucking mansion, my nigga. Matter of fact, we're going to say there's multiple murder charges. Matter of fact, to keep it real, it looks like you're overcooked. You shouldn't be out at all. Okay. So it says this murder case is so this is Durk's lawyers speaking, right? Again, we have a lot of paperwork to read through, so just bear with me. So again, we went from this, hold on. We went from here to, oh, never mind. Oh, no. Oh, sorry. Okay. Did I I skipped some shit. Never mind. All right, never mind. So, this is what we know they're down to do. So let's just kind of go down this real quick. This is Durk's, like, his case to say, let me out, right? By the way, I'm going to keep saying Durk's the gangster. Durk's about that life. I get that you use the luxury, but you don't engage in these acts and do gangster shit if you're going to cry at sitting down for 6 months. Like, that doesn't make sense to me, right? If you're scared of doing 6 months while fighting your case, and who knows, you might get a favorable outcome, but if 6 months is going to break you to either tell or you're crying like a hoe, like, oh my God, please let me out, let me out. When it comes to murder, you're probably not getting out, okay? All right. Let's see their argument. They're like, Durk, he's a good husband, father, renowned musician. And look, see, this is what I'm saying, Chad. I do think he did know this was coming, especially in the last decade of his life. He's demonstrated a genuine resolve to publicly advocate for improving undeserved communities and stopping violence in those communities. Come on, man. Due to the strength of his character, ooh, they're leaning heavy on his character. All my life, I try to change these days. You see how everything is playing into itself, playing into, like, position at this point? Individuals from Mr. Banks' professional and personal life have lined up to support him in this matter. He's been temporarily detained. Oh, never mind. He was arrested on the 24th. Oh, the other guys got indicted on the 17th. My bad. And it's scheduled for a detention hearing this afternoon at 2 p.m. So, by the way, the detention hearing is going on now. I'll save you he's not getting out. Okay. I'll get the update in a second, but he's not getting out. Including a documented track record of full compliance with conditions of pretrial release on a previous case in Fulton County, Georgia. So they're saying when they gave him pretrial release, he was a good gentleman. He didn't do nothing wrong. His friends, family, and colleagues are willing to act as sureties and guarantors on any bond. More than $2 million, Sony will tender $1 million. Mr. Banks has a history of gainful employment and residence in the Central District of California. The court should grant him pretrial release. Okay, they tell about his legal background. Under the Bail Reform Act, the court must release him. And they're talking about some other stuff. Okay, so they're listing the criteria, which is flight risk, danger to the community, and possibly threatening witnesses. They say they charge him blah. Okay, good. These are some whatever. Anyway, for example, Judge Kevin Farmer previously remarked in granting Mr. Banks' expansion for his condition of release in his previous state matter. Banks is an artist and performs at concerts throughout the United States and overseas to earn his income. On that prior case, it was proved to the court that the prosecution and the community that he could comply with the conditions of pre-trial release and court orders due to his full compliance, which included originally GPS monitor, curfew, prohibition on contact with witnesses. The court gradually expanded everything that had to do with him. Okay, so this is not that much. So additionally, and let's just read the last thing. Because of the support with the community of faith, they are willing to stake so much on his bond. Several sureties and guarantors from both Mr. Banks' personal and professional life have agreed. That's why they're bringing Sony Music, professional, okay? To assist in satisfying any reasonable bond that this court might set. Notably, Sony Music, see, I told you, they're using that because of, it's not about the money. Durk got $25 million. If Durk don't got $25 million, that nigga's an idiot. That nigga's been getting money like in boatloads for the last 3 years since he's been super hot. Trust, okay? I don't care how much he's been tricking on chicks well, not tricking on, you got a wife, doing whatever. He should have $25 million in equity somewhere. Even if he got to sell every car, every jewelry, maybe owns like a housing project, and you got to have $25 million. Got to, okay? So when you see, and you might be like, 2.3, you're comparing this to Diddy, you're like, well, Diddy did $50 million. No, these guys are not going to do the max they could do. They're going to just be like, yo, this is definitely a big amount. 2.3, big amount. 50 million, big amount. If they told Diddy $150 million, he's getting out of jail. 100%. So don't think when niggas is offering money that that's all they have, okay? If they told Diddy, we hear your $50 million thing, but we'll only let you out on 150 million. You will see Diddy out by tonight. Okay? Niggas got money. So, money's not a thing, but you use it to kind of let them know you're down to put up a lot of things that you're almost willing to gamble if a sizable portion of your net worth or whatever you got going on, that the court could feel like, well, he'd only be an idiot to give all this up and try to run, right? Now, okay, Sony Music, an internationally respected corporation, has agreed to $10 million in cash. By the way, you want to hear the tea on this? And Bobby Shmurda, if you're watching this, somebody could clip and send it to him. So, two things with Bobby. And this is why Bobby fell out with a couple of people, including a guy who used to work for G Unit. What's that guy's name again? Is it Shaw Money? I think it might have been Shaw Money. It wasn't, I think it was about $2 million to get the guy out on bail. It wasn't about the $2 million to get Bobby out on bail. Sony, which owns Epic, they wouldn't do it. That's one of the reasons when Bobby came home, he was never that cool with that label. Yo, y'all let me sit in jail for months and years and wouldn't even bail me out by just putting money down. Like, what the fuck? Right? We've seen in situations, Tupac, Suge Knight goes there and get... Here's why they didn't. And I'll also make this assumption. This is just my, if you want to call it expertise or expert, opinion. If Durk got a Rico, Sony wouldn't be next to this. A murder, it's a difference. A murder says you kill someone. The goddamn record labels aren't saints. A Rico says you have an organization of criminal activity. And a record label is a record label that usually houses a bunch of people who claim criminal activities. They don't want to be next to you with a Rico. So what Bobby got charged with was the definition of a state Rico damn near. It was like this, criminal, like, organization shit for New York.
Man.
So that's why they didn't put up the money for Bobby. Because D-Day...
He don't know what the fuck he talking about, man. Because motherfuckers was trying to put up money to get Thug out. And Thug was fighting the state Rico. So what the fuck is he talking about, man? He don't know shit. They just be talking, man. But these the ones y'all support.
The music industry was when
this one thing he got wrong,
got
man.
charged with
so
a racketeering charge. And when they got charged for that, essentially, what happened was that they raided the label to look for financial documents on how maybe they funneled money to criminal shit to deal with the case. That spooked everybody in the building to say, whoa, do we really know where the money for these labels are going? They're grossing billions of dollars. Trust me, a label pays for weed, cocaine, hookers, and I'm saying this is off the cuff, tongue in cheek. They pay for a lot of shit. I don't know if y'all knew this, but that's fact. Your label gets you whatever the fuck you want to make the music. So anytime there's a Rico that come out, they step away like, they rather you catch a murder than a Rico. 6ix9ine called a Rico. Universal told Capitol, and 6ix9ine was signed to remember the guy who now runs Atlantic? Elliot Grange, who's the son of Lucian Grange? He's signed to the son of the most important nigga, and 6ix9ine was a cash cow for $10K. The moment they saw Rico, they said, that's when Dummy Boy was coming out. They said, we don't want the album. We're good. Nothing's coming out. We ain't putting out an album. They'll put out an album for someone facing murder, facing any charges, but Rico's, no. Federal Rico's, definitely no. Now, I know you're probably saying, well, Thug dropped an album. That album was probably scoured by, Thug is under 300 YSL, and that now is on Warner. Their legal team probably approved that album. That's why I didn't feel that album like that. That album couldn't have nothing on it. That album couldn't have anything on it. If you listen to 6ix9ine's album, Dummy Boy, when it came out, he tried to get it pushed through UMG. You know what they said? Fuck no. He changed lyrics. They changed lyrics. Because he was in there saying some gang shit, and they were like, bro, so you after you get a Rico, you want us to release music with you screaming more gang shit? Okay, buddy. They changed those lyrics. Universal still said no. So that Thug album, I get it. It's not a federal Rico, but it was the definition of a state Rico. The lawyers at Warner put that album out. Guaranteed. Whatever they had to probably listen to every line a million times and said, and by the way, this is how you know 300 valued Young Thug. Most labels would just tell you, no, nigga, you're in a Rico. Fuck out of here. You're not getting no music put out. The hell? You ain't gonna get us brought into it. So that shit had to go to the legal department over at, I think they were at Warner. If they weren't there yet, whatever company they were being distributed through at that time, that the legal had to go review that, okay? Now, why am I saying this? And let's bring it back to there. I'm saying this because when you could put that your record label is putting up money, it does matter. I'm going to tell you how it matters. Now, again, this is a murder, so it's very different. But remember when T.I. was caught with like 15 hand grenades, like 3, like, you know what I mean, silence. The nigga had every fucking weapon in the world, looked like he was an ISIS terrorist, and he got out on bail. He got out on bail because Atlantic Records vouched for him. It does matter when you have a big record label, that a big publicly traded company, $1 billion company saying, we'll be at fault if they fuck up. So Atlantic, which is always been owned by Warner, they put their line, they put themselves on the line for T.I. because T.I. was the guy for Atlantic. Okay? So that's how T.I. got out. Because I know a lot of people, because people be wondering why certain people get certain privilege. No, your record label is gonna, T.I. was the hottest shit popping. Oh, T.I., okay, cool. By the way, I'll give you this. Atlantic also, they vouched for, they did vouch for YoungBoy early on too. So you got to give Atlantic some credit, at least the previous version of Atlantic. Anyway, let me get to, there's so much shit to get to. Chat, we didn't get to the good stuff yet. Okay, let me see. Is everybody in here chilling?
The good stuff.
The Academy channel, y'all chilling?
Okay.
Oh,
the good
Twitter,
stuff.
I see y'all chilling. Okay,
Yes,
we're going to get to the stuff. Okay, so essentially, this is a pretty stripped down bail application. So this is a memorandum in support of his request for pretrial release, which is like, it's like supporting the bail application. This was not going to work. And again, I don't know if they've made the ruling yet. He's supposed to be in court like maybe at this moment. He's going to get denied. You know why? The feds are going to say you're a killer. It's not about the money. Okay, even if we don't use the fact that you were getting on a plane when we locked you up, you're a killer. You get niggas killed. And if you could get niggas killed out of jail, why would you not get niggas killed that could be testifying against you to put you in jail if we let you out? So none of this addressed the fact that, you know, he won't have like phones or anything. They're just saying he's a good guy, and you know, we should look at the people who are supporting him. Nothing says that they could guarantee the safety of the community, and that's why he's gonna sit in jail. Okay, all right. So that's what Durk said. So let's go back to what the feds are saying. So, and this is the interesting part. So Durk submitted their memorandum first, and then the feds submitted theirs. Told you, the feds ain't playing. And they've been wanting Durk. Check this out. So they said this murder case is a straightforward detention analysis. No condition or combination of conditions can ensure that Durk will appear or protect the community, include vital witnesses in this case. The defendant cannot rebut the presumption of detention merely by offering a small portion. See, even they know, a small portion of his wealth in a bond package. He must be detained pending his murder trial where he faces a mandatory life sentence. The defendant has offered millions of dollars to secure pretrial release, claiming that his money in a private security company and controlled by the defendant will somehow ensure his compliance with the law and his bond conditions. The proposed terms are woefully inadequate to protect the community. As I said before, it's all about, will he get people killed? Didn't I tell y'all before, chat? Just think about everything I've told you. Didn't I tell y'all before? This case is primarily going to come down to, do people snitch on Durk? If all of the witnesses that the feds got die, Durk walks. Facts. There's nothing that puts Durk in jail other than snitches.
Die or
That's
change their statements.
You have circumstantial stuff. Well, you did board the plane with the guy who got the ski mask in this. Bro, I'm cool with hood niggas that do these things. They have prior charges. I'm a musician. These guys they wear several hats. They're street dudes, they're criminals, but they also do things like manage my day-to-day. Well, how does that mean I ordered a murder? So someone has to say, Durk told us to kill the nigga. Or, Durk, where's the money for killing the nigga? That's how you prove this case. So let's get to it.
Nigga.
All right. The proposed bail package, this is the feds talking, makes clear the defendant has access to vast resources, but his conduct in this case and others show that he has and will use those resources to endanger the community, influence witnesses, and wield his power for violence. As his first superseding indictment alleges, which is the indictment that linked Durk into the one with Vonnie and Didi and arrested him, his co-conspirators fired multiple guns, including a machine gun. You gotta hit your op with a switch. That's a fact. His co-conspirators fired multiple guns, including a machine gun, to target one of the defendant's rivals, resulting in a murder in broad daylight at a gas station. Just as he offers money to secure his release here, the defendant had offered money to secure the death of a rival that afternoon in LA. Attempting to collect on the defendant's promise of a monetary reward, the shooters opened fire on the defendant's rival, killing the rival's family member, Lil Pop. The defendant showed no mercy and no remorse following the murder. Instead, mocked his rival and sought to commercialize Lil Pop's death by rapping about his revenge. But if the allegations in this case weren't enough to detain the defendant, which they are, this is what we're talking about, a separate federal case in Chicago also underscores why the defendant cannot be released pending trial. As alleged in a recently unsealed search warrant affidavit in the Northern District of Illinois, the defendant offered money for people to kill those responsible for his brother's murder. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care what none of y'all niggas say. Fuck y'all. Somebody kill a family member of mine. Trust me, I'm putting all my bank account to the killer. Go get that nigga. I'm sorry. Troll him, slide for Vaughn. Okay, the slide for Vaughn thing I get, but slide for your brother, you don't got to tell me that. You don't got to tell me that. You don't have to tell me that. You don't have to tell me that at all. You don't got to troll me about that. That's going to happen, okay? It's like somebody killing your mom. So, do you give a fuck about anything else? That nigga got to die. Got to. No matter if you got 10 billion or $1. Fuck that. Anyway. Offering money for people to kill those responsible for his brother's murder, and more specifically, offering to pay for any gangster disciple that is killed. Evidence collected, including a family member of a witness. Oh, shit. The defendant's MO is clear. He will use his power, money, influence, and any pretrial release to endanger anyone who he perceives as a threat, including witnesses in this case. Argument. The defendant is supposed to be presumed at a flight risk and a danger. They said, here we go. Hold on. I don't want to read every single thing. By the way, I'll upload this to the academy.blog afterwards if you want to see it. Okay. Then it says the defendant's murder and firearm charges justify detention. And then the next thing is, okay, conclusion. Now, they're supposed to be in court today arguing, like, oh, so they're going to add additional arguments to support this and to answer the judge's question. I think he's going to get denied. Y'all could tell me. There's probably, it's been 2 hours. What time is it in Chicago right now? No, it's not Chicago. Oh, it's LA. It's LA. Never mind. and I think it was a 2 p.m. thing. So the detention hearing doesn't start till 30 minutes from now. Yeah, so he's not there yet. He's not there yet. Okay, all good. All good, my people. All good. Now, chat. This is what y'all came here to see. Can I get a little roll call real quick? Everybody up in the building, cool? Everybody on King Academics channel, cool? The Academy, y'all cool? We on Rumble, we cool? Are we on Twitch, we cool over there too? And I know we're on Twitter today. I seen people, I only streamed live on Twitter today because I sent out an incorrect tweet, which I've seen a lot of other people copy, and I felt bad about it because he's not currently indicted. And there might be an indictment here, but I haven't seen it. He's like the lead suspect to be indicted, which almost assumes that he's going to be indicted, but I don't want to announce him being indicted until he's indicted. Okay? You know what I mean? Because I understand, like, you're playing with people's, yeah, I want to be accurate. I love being accurate. Okay. So essentially, the big thing here, and we could just search it, is they said, as alleged in a recently unsealed search warrant in the Northern District, the defendant offered money for people to kill those responsible for his brother's murder. That's what everybody's reporting on, chat. I have the indictment here in front of me, and we are going to break this down, chat. So, if you don't know how... In the Northern District, the defendant offered money for people to kill those responsible for his brother's murder. That's what everybody's reporting on, chat. I have the indictment here in front of me, and we are going to break this down, chat. So, if you don't know how the feds work, and, you know, I do like the Fed system because it's kind of very transparent more than some states or counties. It's very wide open, okay? There was a search warrant that was applied under seal, okay? Now, before I get there, Stefan Mack D thing, okay? Here we go. Okay. Is it this the one? Here we go.
Didn't seem to care. Well, basically my whole team, you know what I'm saying? But the trucking came first for my brother D-Thing.
Multiple shots were fired and lots of weapons were found at the scene. Dante Banks was killed when he was shot in the head. Banks is the older brother of locally known rapper Lil Durk.
One evening in 2021, Dante Jr., better known as OTF D-Thang, and as Lil Durk's older brother, was at a club in Chicago having a great time with his friends. As it would later be revealed, however, D-Thang was partying in his opponent's territory that night, and when he got ready to leave, he was brutally hit in the parking lot in a shooting that also injured a Harvey City Police Department cop. In the aftermath of D-Thang's tragic passing, the names of two potential suspects started circulating on social media, and in the...
You're gonna hear how Durk's lyrics start to come true. What did Durk say? Fuck my cousin? Let's go back to what he said. Here we go. Next day, the ass was down too, right? After his brother died. Let's go back.
His tragic passing, the names of two potential suspects started circulating on social media and in the streets of Chicago. Both of these men were rival gang members to OTF D-Thang, and based on his previous history, it's highly likely that the accusations are true. Disturbingly, just 1 month after the shooting, the two alleged suspects were hit at a gas station in Chicago. And that very same day, dozens of D-Thang's best friends and allies, including Lil Durk himself,
posted images of him on social media, strongly suggesting that the hit of the two suspects might have been carried out in retaliation for D-Thang's hit. As of today, police are yet to confirm the identity of D-Thang's assailant. It was the evening of June 5th, 2021, and OTF D-Thang was at a club called Club O on the 17,000 block of South Halsted in Harvey, near Chicago, having the time of his life. Although he was hanging out in a relatively unsafe part of town.
Now, chat, I see some of y'all saying in the chat, I'm like, yo, you the snitch. Like, you doing too much. I ain't gonna lie to you. When I see this come out, because I'm like, yo, I'm either I know I'm good at what I do. And I keep telling you, police job is pretty easy because, like, these days it's just spelled out on the internet. But I was like, did they watch my video, then go do all this shit? I'm gonna show you a search warrant. The search warrant is from a year ago. So before we ever talked about this. So I had nothing to do with it. The police already was doing. I'm just good at predicting the future. As I predicted the death of the career of many rappers and other things. I'm just, I try to be informed. But no, I have nothing to do with police, bro. Please. I love Durk. The fuck? Why would I tell on Durk? The first thing I would tell him is Meek Mill. I ain't gonna lie to you. If I could tell it on a nigga right now, I would tell him Meek Mill, get that nigga 70 years in jail.
And in the territory of the Gangster Disciples, or GDs,
That nigga
his
wild
opponents,
as hell, man.
he let
How
his
he
guard
say
and his
it?
hair down and spent the night having a good time in the hookah lounge of Club O.
Chat. All right, I'll just show you the look. This is a search warrant we're gonna look at. What does it say? Filed 4/6/2023. That's April 6, 2023. That's a year before I ever said anything. So don't ever try to say, listen, I'm just good at finding information. I'm good at putting it together for y'all to know. You got to realize, Big Boy Act came a long way from Warren Chirac. It's the reason why we still number one, and it's the reason why nothing beat in the chat, okay? But in terms of, like, some underhanded shit, no. Anything I find, you could find, it's just that I'm kind of paid millions to find the shit to give it to y'all first. You know what I mean? That's it. So I'm on it every day. Okay, anyway.
Considering his recent history, most people would have been too terrified to even go near Club O and would have rather played it safe. But D-Thang didn't seem to care. In the weeks and months...
So, Durk was on a win streak, if you want to remember this time. Durk is doing good. Vaughn did pass away, but, like, Durk is killing it. And from what I've heard is that D-Thing was just feeling himself. Like, D-Thing was just like, man, I'm that nigga. And not necessarily let his guard down, but felt brazen enough to say, yo, I'm going to this club where I know I could run into anybody. But I'm that nigga. And also, here's the thing, too. A lot of the beef that Durk was having at that point, mainstream-wise, was focused on NBA YoungBoy Quando Rondo because we saw, because King Von had died, right? So King Von had died. So people are thinking that, yo, he got beef with people from out of town. Now, of course, you always got situations going on in Chicago, but some people feel like maybe D-Thing let his guard down by even being there because from what I heard, Club O is not the spot you want to be if you're those type of people on that particular night.
Leading up to the night of June 5th, he made a series of inflammatory posts calling...
Oh, he said, on Newski, I don't want to know of my new ops dead, for real, for real. So to you new ops, fuck you niggas, for real, that sneak dissing. All you niggas doing is what bitches do on the gang. Keep OTF or smirk name out y'all mouth. And damn, what you niggas this mad for? Now, I'm going to say something. I love Durk and I love OTF. I do believe that, and I hate to say it because I don't know all the circumstances around this. Do y'all see FYBJ Main going to O Block and him like, yo, let's squash the beef. Nah, we pushing peace now. It's very easy to forgive your enemies when you have won at the game of life. It doesn't mean that your enemies are down to forgive you, especially when they're losing.
So Jay Main go into O Block and be like, oh yeah, no, I'm getting hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars. I'm down to forgive y'all niggas. It's all good now. Let's be cool. They're looking at him like, nigga, we're broke, and now we're even more mad at your bitch ass because you're the only one who got rich off of this. Fuck you, get out of O Block. There's a possibility that this is what happened. Durk's brother goes to this club thinking, yo, we up millions now. Yo, I'm down to forgive all y'all, man. We don't give a fuck. I get it. Like, yo, we did, all right, we get it, but like, I'm down to get over this shit. The niggas who there, they feel more offended. You coming through here, big ass car, jewelry. You think you that nigga? You shitting on us now? You thinking you won the war? You think we just gonna be like, oh, okay, cool, let's be friends now? Fuck you, nigga. That's what some people have kind of told me.
Now, CMB and Gutter Gang, two gangs from the south side of Chicago with an active beef with 072 Dog Pound, a gang OTF D-Thang was known to be affiliated with. In one of his most notorious posts, he directly disrespected CMB and Gutter Gang. And in that same post, he mentioned that he didn't even know who his opponents were anymore because all of his real opponents were deceased, which was taken as a blatant sign of disrespect by members of the rival sets he dissed. Fast forward to the evening of June 5th, and it's probably a bit more clear by now why it was so dangerous for D-Thang to be partying in GD territory. Around midnight that evening, a policeman named Officer Derek Muhammad with the Harvey City Police Department noticed that one of the patrons at Club O had a gun. And after confronting him,
Chicago. If I'm in Chicago, I'm not going to the courthouse without my gun. I'm not going to drop off my kid at school without a gun. Did y'all hear the story about in Chicago? The nigga walking his son either to or from school, and his ops are just shooting at him like nothing ain't happening. I'm gonna be honest with you. Only in Chicago, I would go to church with a gun, go to take a shit with a gun, fuck a bitch with a gun. I'm going everywhere with a gun. I'm going to the hospital with a gun. I'm gonna keep a gun everywhere. I don't care what y'all talking about. It's Chicago, nigga.
An altercation ensued in which the officer was shot in the thigh. Fortunately, he survived and later recovered from his injuries. Around the same time, OTF D-Thang decided it was time to call it a night and went out into the parking lot to head home. There, speculators claim they saw D-Thang get into a verbal altercation with other patrons from the club, and after a few seconds, they saw one of the patrons pull out a gun. What happened next is a tragedy all too familiar to the hip-hop community by now. In the chaos of the altercation, OTF D-Thang was shot in the head and passed away instantly. As soon as the police and paramedics arrived, D-Thang was immediately pronounced deceased. As news of D-Thang's passing began to spread, dozens of his loyal fans, friends, and family members poured out their condolences on social media to honor the memory of the fallen rapper. As is often the case with rappers and gang members who pass away due to gruesome crimes, this wasn't the first incident where D-Thang had been in mortal danger. In 2014, D-Thang's younger brother and famous rapper Lil Durk had beef with another rapper by the name of Mubu Crump. That same year, D-Thang ran into Crump's crew at a meet and greet that was hosted by T.I. and the Shop 147 in Harvey, Illinois, and things got very messy very quickly. To make a long story short, the night ended with D-Thang and several other OTF members getting into a vicious fight with the Mubu crew, all of which was captured on camera. In response to the incident, OTF D-Thang uploaded a video telling Crump and his crew that he wanted to fight them again and taunted the entire Mubu crew for allegedly having run from him during the fight at the Shop 147. 4 years later, on October 8th, 2018, OTF D-Thang almost passed away when he was shot by his opponents in a McDonald's parking lot. Although he ended up surviving, Lil Durk's cousin, Baby D, who was with D-Thang at the time.
By the way, I don't know if you ever knew about this sinister. Just think about this, chat. Lil Durk almost healed. Right? Almost healed. Comes out May 2026. May 26, 2023, right? 2020, Vaughn dies. 2021, his brother dies. 2022, the niggas who killed his brother, they get clapped. The niggas who killed Vaughn, at least a cousin of theirs get clapped. 2023, he drops an album, I'm almost healed. You ever think about that, Chad? It's like poetic.
Yeah, that nigga be snitching, man. He be putting it together like the police. But I'm finna get up out of here, man. Nephew on T finna come on TV, man. I'm finna watch his game. God damn it, keep your might do something later, I don't know. Be smooth, man.